At this time, the chair recognizes Councilwoman Quiñones-Sánchez, who will present a resolution recognizing Battalion Chief Joaquin Enrique Colon Jr. Would Battalion Chief Colon and those accompanying him please join the Councilwoman at the podium. And joining the Councilwoman, we have Councilman Squilla, Councilman Taubenberger, and that's it.
El título de el comisionado. Good morning.
Morning.
Sorry, I'm trying to get these titles correct. Don't want to make sure I recognize everyone. I want to take a moment of personal privilege and speak to the high level of respect I have for our firefighters here in the city. Having experienced my own personal fire in my home, we always talk about the high level of professionalism within our first responders, but when you see it in action, you gain a new appreciation for these brave women and men who, as we're running from something, they're running to something. And it's not just the fire and the cleanup, it is how they treat you and your precious belongings, and the empathy that they have throughout this, from the fire marshals to everyone else. And you know, I've been in a position to see firsthand the valuable work that they have done, and I must say, as I will be strongly advocating for this department's budget, the last 8 years we have not been good to the fire department, and I want to make sure that the next 8, and I know the mayor shares my concern, that we give these professional folks the tools that they need so that we can have a first-class fire department. And so within that, we have ranks, and in the Puerto Rican Latino community, we are especially pleased today in recognizing what is a historic designation of our highest ranking Latino ever in the department, in the fire department. So I want to thank Deputy Chief James Redinger for joining us here today, and the other members here who will get introduced later. Chief Colon had the opportunity to be the chief in my particular fire also. So I was reassured because I knew the fire department was good, but I was even more reassured when I saw Chief Colon in charge of the scene. And he reassured me as they broke all my windows that everything was going to be okay. But Chief Colon is not only a high professional in the fire department, he's been involved in the community, he cares about the community, and I look forward to his next chapter in his life, him taking his expertise and what he's done and continuing to help us bring more diversity into the fire department, but also in helping us train further firefighters. I want to thank Noel Bermudez, who is the president of the Spanish American Professional Firefighters Association. Noel is my neighbor, but under his leadership and over the course of the last few years with Captain Crespo and others, they've bought a headquarters in my district, and so they're actively working with our fire commissioner and with Local 22 and recruiting and bringing more Hispanics into the fire department. And so this is personal for me because these are my very, very good friends, and I want to thank Councilman Taubenberger and Squilla for joining me this morning. So with that, recognizing and honoring Battalion Chief Joaquin Enrique Colon Jr. on the occasion of his retirement following 34 years of loyal and dedicated service to the City of Philadelphia. The Council of the City of Philadelphia is pleased and proud to recognize and honor Battalion Chief Joaquin Enrique Colon Jr., the first Latino battalion Battalion Chief on the occasion of his retirement following 34 years of loyal and dedicated service to the city of Philadelphia. Whereas Battalion Chief Colon is the proud father of 5 wonderful children and a grandfather to 12 grandchildren, who led a successful career while juggling his time as father, grandfather, and husband to his wife who joins us this morning, Elizabeth Rodriguez Colon, mother and father, battling Alzheimer's, and as a battalion chief of the Philadelphia Fire Department. And
whereas, after serving his country in the United States Air Force, Battalion Chief Colon began his illustrious career in the Philadelphia Fire Department in 1983 and was later promoted to lieutenant in 1999 and captain in 2006. He was again promoted to battalion chief in 2011, where he became the first Latino in PFD history to receive that ranking. And whereas his Battalion Chief Colon is well respected by his superiors and colleagues, and in his presence at the Philadelphia Fire Department will be sorely missed. His spirit and enthusiasm have been a paramount positive influence and is held in high esteem by all. Joaquin has received numerous honors throughout his career for his definitive impact on the city and its citizens, including the 2006 Outstanding Fireman of the Year from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, citations from City Council and Pennsylvania 3rd Senatorial District, and being named Uniformed Citizen of the Year by 6 ABC News. And whereas Battalion Chief Colon Jr. has been active member of the Spanish American Professional Firefighters Association, SAPFA, where he has helped and mentored a number of Puerto Rican and Latino fire department recruits, as well as assisting his fellow members in advance within the fire department. And
whereas on February 3rd, 2017, Battalion Chief Joaquin Enrique Colon Jr. will be joined by the Spanish American Professional Firefighters Association, his loving friends, family, and fellow fighters, to commemorate his historic career at the Philadelphia Fire Department. Whereas we in this council join in wishing Battalion Chief Colon well in any of his future endeavors, and hope his retirement is filled with happiness, good health, and the joys of family and friends. And
therefore, by virtue of this citation, the Council of the City of Philadelphia hereby recognizes, honors the 34 years of loyal and outstanding service that the Battalion Chief, Joaquin Enrique Colon, has dedicated to the Philadelphia Fire Department. We commend Joaquin for his great work, and we extend our sincere respect and admiration of this legislative body. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we recognize Battalion Chief Colon for remarks. Or we're going
We're going to do Captain
to
Perez first.
Captain first?
Yes,
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Please, sir.
I have the honor of not only calling Joaquin my friend, but my brother for the better part of 25 years. We started our friendship and brotherhood at Engine 2, which is at 2nd and York, and we have served the community since then. He not only broke the glass ceiling, but kicked it in for the rest of us. He made captain and opened the door for the rest of us, and we now have 5 Latino captains. So it is my great, great honor and privilege to say thank you, and we will miss you, I guess, to my brother, my friend, and the leader of our organization for many, many years, Battalion Chief, retired Battalion Chief, Joaquin Colon Jr.
Thank you. Thanks, George, for those kind remarks. I want to say, standing up here, when you think about 34 years, it seems like a long time. But whatever we did, whether it was in the community, fighting fires, partnership with civic organizations and church groups, we did it with great pride and appreciation. So standing up here, with great humbleness and pride, I'm proud to represent the Latino community, the citizens of Philadelphia, and the accomplishments that I've made. I accept this resolution, this award, with great humbleness and great pride. I also want to thank my wife, Elizabeth, oh, I'm sorry. There you go. For being patient with me, and I also like to recognize my sister, Elena Colon, from New York. Elena, you want to stand up? Yeah. Yeah, she fought a lot of traffic getting down here yesterday, so thank you. But again, I want to thank everyone here, all my friends and colleagues and so forth, for showing up today. I also want to thank Councilwoman María Quiñones, all the rest of the council members, and the mayor. I appreciate this. Thank you for the acknowledgement and the acclamations. Thank you.
Council, be at ease.